Life is full of ups and downs, and sometimes no matter how hard you try to get something or to achieve something, you fall short. Trust me, I'm a 49ers fan. The last 5 years, we went to 2 Super Bowls and lost at the last minute despite playing a good game. But that is just how it is in life. You can't win them all. Even if you're having success, the things that you might want to be successful in, sometimes you just can't get it. But life is all about your attitude. Just because you didn't make it this time, it doesn't mean that you won't make it next time. Look at Andy Reid. It took him almost 20 plus years to win a Super Bowl, but he finally did it, and now he's won like 3. That's having a positive mindset. But sometimes we can have a terrible mindset and a terrible attitude about things just because they don't go our way. Introducing today's topic, Lil Wayne, one of the most legendary rappers out of New Orleans. And of course, he's one of the most known MCs, one of the most loved MCs in the history of hip hop. And oh, by the way, the Super Bowl will be in New Orleans this weekend, but he didn't get the opportunity to be called. And it has hurt Lil Wayne to know that Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing and not him.
That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about, it hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position.
And he's went to podcast after podcast to talk about his disappointment.
Let's think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I would want to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. This has nothing to do with, and that's so crazy, that it has nothing to do with the sport as an artist. You perform for the what?
Yeah, right. Excuse me.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, going to a Super Bowl before and watching the halftime show.
It's nothing like it.
And wishing, you know, like, when you see the artist, you be like, I know they could have sung the song that I was featured on. I'm featured on everybody's song.
But there could be a reason as to why Lil Wayne did not get chosen by Jay-Z. Is it because Rock Nation has a problem with Lil Wayne? I'm not sure. But many people speculate it's the style of music that Lil Wayne has and also something else.
Now, I love Lil Wayne. Love Weezy. Weezy the GOAT. It's my favorite rapper. Grew up on Wayne. Feel like I grew up with Wayne. Now look, peep gang. I've been to 3 Lil Wayne concerts. That's not it. I don't want to see Lil Wayne perform at the Super Bowl. He's the greatest rapper alive. But I don't want to see him perform. He's not the greatest performer. Now Kendrick is a great rapper, and I think he's even a better performer. And that's just coming from a non-biased perspective. That's just coming from somebody that have been to a bunch of shows, someone that's been to a bunch of concerts, arenas, clubs. I don't think Wayne will do good at a Super Bowl performance.
Now, this particular brother is a Lil Wayne fan. He loves Lil Wayne. And he says, look, I've been to 3 Lil Wayne concerts. I'm not going back to a Lil Wayne concert because Lil Wayne is a awful performer. And I've heard that from so many people who have went to Lil Wayne concerts, you know, and Lil Wayne has never addressed the elephant in the room that, yo, you're a terrible performer. But Lil Wayne doesn't look at it like this. Look, I'm a hip hop legend. I should be able to perform at the Super Bowl because it's happening in my home city, in New Orleans, and it's my dream. Why can't my dream happen for me? Well, the reality is that it should be an opportunity for him if everything was written the right way. But see, life doesn't work like that. We don't always get our way, you know, because the Super Bowl is different from, I think he has a show called Lil Wayne's Day or Wayne Festival. Now, Wayne Festival, you can do whatever the hell you feel like doing. He has it every year, I believe, in Louisiana. But when you're working for some other people and people need to sign off on your ability, you have to be able to take criticism. Like, you can't grow in the direction that you want to grow and then get upset about the fact that you're not being selected. And this is something that I want to stress with everybody. Just because you have a setback, it doesn't mean that you can't come back and do it again.
The best up-and-coming leaders are the ones that can take a step back, take a look at the situation from 30,000 feet and self-diagnose. If you miss something, I want you to be able to take a step back, look at it and go, what happened? Compartmentalizing the emotion, taking the emotion out of it. Oh, I missed my goal. I missed $1 million a year. I missed $50K in a month. Whatever the goal is, taking a step back, there's nothing you can do about it, and go to work on fixing the reason you missed it.
Now, I really like that part of the video because we may all try very hard at something. And when we fail, we want to blame the obstacle. The obstacle was too big or wasn't fair. But did we really go back and look at why we didn't do well? Did we go back and assess the situation like, what could I have done differently? You know, I've tried one time, it didn't work. I've tried the second time, it didn't work. I believe the guy who founded World Star Hip Hop, he tried like 54 different times before it actually worked. And he had to change many things to get there because success is not predicated off what you believe should work. It's off what works, period. But that's not Weezy's mentality. And even after all of this, he's talked to Kendrick Lamar. They had a little bit of back and forth, and he's congratulated Kendrick Lamar on going to the Super Bowl, performing, told him, yo, man, you better kill it. And it's interesting because Kendrick Lamar has performed at a Super Bowl before, I believe in Los Angeles. But instead of him doing that, well, what does Lil Weezy do?
Y'all know I'm not gonna be there this week, which means I guess there's a seat to fill. Shout out to New Orleans, but I've been working on something very special. I got something exciting coming for you. Thursday, the 6th. Till then, I'm just chilling.
He makes a post saying that, hey guys, this weekend I won't be there, but I got some things coming in the future. Like, really, bro? In my honest opinion, that didn't make any sense. And it was completely stupid. Like, it was dumb, all right? I'm not trying to say Lil Wayne was dumb, but it is, and it's immature. It pretty much shows me that Lil Wayne absolutely does not care about being a better performer, a live performer in hip hop. He just doesn't care. It's not in him. You can tell him that, you can tell him about himself, and he's not gonna listen, he's not gonna change, and he doesn't care about what other people want from him. And that's interesting because, you know, all of us, that's even on this platform like YouTube, you know, every year I'm trying to increase or make a video better or try to make the editing better or something to make this better. And of course, I have YouTube buddies who, you know, they've been doing something the same, or people in the private sector, they're doing something the same or something similar. And then they get mad when they don't get what they want. But in order for you to get what you want, you have to sacrifice. And then somebody has to be able to tell you, hey, listen, here's what you need to do to improve. And it's okay that you have all that talent. It's okay that you're a lyrical genius. It's okay that you have a style that nobody's ever heard before. But what about the things that you are just not good at? And so when people can't do that, they get upset. And then they start blaming other people and start handling things in an immature situation. I remember when Michael Jordan was playing when I was a young kid. I'm talking about like around the late 80s. And Michael Jordan was known for his extreme athleticism. But they would always play the Detroit Pistons in the 90s, and they would get put out in the first or second round. Until one year, they put the Pistons out. And you started to see something with Michael Jordan that was changing. His scouting report when he came out of North Carolina was the guy can't shoot a mid-range jump shot. He's very athletic. You know, he tries really hard, but he can't make a mid-range jumper. And as you saw, Michael Jordan's athleticism decline in the mid-90s and the early 90s, kind of like toward the mid-90s. The mid-range, which was weak, was the best part of Michael Jordan's game. He could kill you from the mid-range. Even when he came back and played from the Wizards, when the athleticism was almost completely gone, he was still killing guys from the mid-range. When it came to certain aspects of his game, he worked on it. He didn't shy away from it. He worked on what was weak. And when you see so many people that are just extremely talented and they, you know, just basically work on the athleticism or God-given talents, and then when they don't work on what it takes for them to get to the next level, they kind of fizzle out. but great people will always look for what they're not good at, and they will just try to improve that particular situation to become better. That's what anybody who wants to be great will do. They will just do that. And the reality is that we all need to be like that. There is nothing that we want in life that is great that we don't have to change in order to get. We're going to have to change somehow to achieve that, because if what we did right now works, we would already have it. Maybe you do already have what you want, but what if you want it more? You're gonna need to get better skilled at that situation, or you're gonna have to give a better effort. And Weezy just doesn't want to win. He doesn't want to win enough to be a Super Bowl performer, and he's not willing to do what it takes, but he's upset, and now he's playing childish little games as if he's a kid. And what that shows me is you really just don't care, because if you cared enough, you would do what it took for you to become a performer. If I didn't get picked for the Super Bowl and it was Jay-Z and it was Rock Nation, I would call up Rock Nation and say, listen, I didn't get picked this year, but I would definitely want to be considered next year. What is it that I have to do to become a Super Bowl performer? And you tell me, and I'm gonna work at that. And could you consider me after working on that? That's your dream. You wanna see it there? Are you willing to work in doing that? Everything that we want in life, you gotta work for it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.